So I've had this St. Croix model pellet stove for a lot of years. It's showing a lot of wear. And I think I'm going to paint it today. First thing I'm going to do is disconnect that off the back. Then lift her up. And then because I had knee surgery, I built myself a special dolly. We'll go over that a little more later. Okay. Alright, grab 2 of them blocks of wood. I'm on this side.
Oh, I forgot to lift it. Oh, okay. I was like, my brain.
Alright. Dang it.
Whoa.
Went to lift and it rolled. Hang on. Let's do it. Let's see if I can do it this way. Oh, I might have to get something. There we go. Okay, same thing. Okay, maybe not. See if I can do it.
Alright, good.
Alright, hang on, get it. Step up. Now, if I did this right.
How far do you want it to come?
Oh, let's see. Oh, wait. Nope. Ha ha. Ha ha. Well, I didn't factor for that, but it might work okay still.
Is it just going to like fall on the floor?
Now it should lift rock up. Like that.
So a giant wheelbarrow?
Huh?
So a giant wheelbarrow?
Basically, as I said, it's a...
You want me to get like flip-flops or something?
Can you move those blocks?
Yeah.
Okay. Now set them down, just anywhere. I don't care. Drop them right on the floor. Now, put your hands on that. Basically, what we don't want to happen is it to just, like, tip and go onto the floor. Alright, ready? Ta-da!
Okay. I need to get it back.
You good? Did you trade?
Hi.
Ooh, now just cut it around. Or yeah, we can just set it right there actually. Your plan's better than my plan. What?
How do I not drop my...
You shouldn't have started setting it down.
Oh, okay.
Alright, slowly let it down. Here, actually, we're not allowed to let it down. You do the blocks. Let's do these ones too, real quick. And then we're going to slide this whole hootie kite chair back out. Okay, yep. Your dad is very proud of you.
Good. That was my hands. Yeah, my hands aren't too bad, which is good because they're black. Doesn't really matter.
Why is this? Oh, it's on the block. There we go. Alright, dismissed.
I don't know what to do with this. Except with my
Oh, well, it could have stayed where it was, but that'll work too.
because it's wheels.
Just lay it down. We're going to need it to go back in anyway. Okay, you can go back to distance learning.
Distance learning. Back to math class, I suppose.
It's 2020. There's a pandemic going on.
Algebra 2.
Algebra 2. Anyways, me and Rose got it out here. Now, this is a very light painting project, but like you said, in case you couldn't tell, like that's all rusted. This is all crapped up. This worked pretty good. And if you notice, I took a strap off it at the end. And the reason is because whenever we went to tilt the pellet stove, it shifted way too much weight to one side, to one corner, and it wanted to tilt off. So we put a strap around basically as close to the front as we could, and I put the ratchet in the back. I am not worried about painting the back of this thing. First off, the back of this thing doesn't look horrible. Second off is, nobody looks at it. But we're going to go over the rest. And one of the first things I'm going to do, quite honestly, is take this door off. And I'm not 100% sure how everybody's door works. But St. Croix is just what they call them in Pirates of the Caribbean, half-barrel hinges. The right application of leverage, the door will lift free. So we're gonna give it the right application of leverage. Oh yeah, ta-da! Now, we might have to paint that. I'm not sure. It looks like some Allen heads holding it on. We'll see what I come up with there, because I'm not real sure how to take that springy thingy off, but we might leave it. But the rest of it, we're just going to give it a good brush down, wipe down, blow off, wipe it down, sand it. I'll go over how I sand it. And your best rattle can paint. And honestly, down here, I'm going to have to take this off, just 2 screws. I'll probably take that off too, 2 screws. Make sure these are all pulled out so that way I get paint as far deep down in there as I can. And we'll see what we end up with. Shall we? We shall. First thing I do is blow it down, dust it down. Remember, when it comes to painting, cleanliness is next to godliness. So we're gonna throw our air gun on the ground, and then we're gonna go get close to God. Now, those of you who are auto body guys, you can use some fancy formula, pre-made stuff. This stuff's by Eastwood. I've had it forever. Or naphtha. I don't necessarily recommend brake clean, but one thing I have used with a bunch of success, believe it or not, is spray glass cleaner, like the aerosol spray. But we're gonna get some rags before we even start sanding and masking this puppy. We're gonna start wiping. Maybe. Alright, when your sprayer quits, sometimes you gotta do it the old-fashioned way. I know there are a lot of people who might sand first, and my caution against that is you could actually be sanding, and I know you're supposed to be wiping in one direction, but there's a lot of rust on this thing, and it's really doing a number on my rag. But anyway, you're supposed to sand, or would start sanding right away and then wipe down before they paint. For the best results, I recommend doing both, because what that'll do is that will, you run the risk of sanding your oils and stuff down into the paint that's already there, and then you'll never get them out. Alright, I do have a dual action sander, and that's what I'm using, about 200 grit, 220 grit, to get most of this knocked out. But I know a lot of you don't have it, so what I recommend, and I'll show you here, and I'll show you how to do this, is you don't want to just paint over it, because there's edges here, and the edges will show through to your new paints. So what I am going to show you is, you get yourself a sanding block. This just has adhesive paint, it's a Dura block. You could use a piece of wood or whatever, and then laying it flat, because you don't want to gouge it. You want to lay it flat and start sanding. Now, I made that a lot bigger, but as you can see, if I bring it in, the edges are not defined anymore. It kind of hazes out, and that's where you want to be. You want to get it to it hazes out. Now for the rust, honestly, I'm going to use Rust-Oleum, which I think, dollar for dollar, is the best paint for painting over rust. And I'm not going to get too carried away. You can see how I'm just moving right through, and as soon as it starts feathering out, I'm done. But I'm not going to now, if I was painting a car and it wasn't a satin paint, I would take this is 180, I'd take it to probably 220, 320, 400, 600, something like that. Be stepping it down. I'd probably be primering in between, but this is not gloss paint, for one. We're going to be using satin. And for two, this is a pellet stove, not a car. It's not going to see much sun. And quite frankly, I need to get this job done today. I am not getting paid to do this. This is not a money job. Also, if you're using a DA, make sure you use one of these. Especially if you're using the DA. I'd actually recommend it sanding, even dry sanding like that, but it's up to you. Okay, out. So The DA is really good for these large flat areas, and every time I'd sand this area, the paint would just keep coming off. So I had to keep sanding. But anyway, if you're not into sandpaper and you need to get in these nooks and crannies, I recommend like a little bit of Scotch-Brite. And like I said, all you gotta do is take the shine off. So if you feed it in between these areas, you'll be good to go. Well, there you have it. Like I said, this is a cosmetic paint job. We're not really doing too much except getting rid of as much of the rust as we possibly could. But I'm going to tape up that. I'll show you how I do that. I'll probably put some cardboard to plug up that hole there. I did take off the grate and the bottom cover. Just so it's easier to paint. Okay. Here we go. Alright, I hope this doesn't wobble too much. But what you're going to want to do, take your masking tape. You're going to place it just generically over it. So you get the thing covered. And I missed the corner. Should be alright. Oops, sorry. Bumped the camera. Then you're going to take a razor blade. Now you could use an X-Acto knife. I've seen people use utility knives for this. What you're going to do is you're not really trying to cut. You're basically just looking to scour the tape. And this might be a little hard this way, but we're going to try it anyway. And this is not going to turn out perfect, but you'll get the idea. And then you can peel. Oop. Then you can peel. I must not have cut the way through. Oh, this is going to be a little bit of a fail. Little bit of a fail. But you can peel your other tape away. Oops. Dang it. Bumped the camera again. And there you have it. And you keep working your way around till all the tape's on. Okay. Next thing you know, we're going to be painting. Well, there you have it. It's in primer. Woohoo! If I have one regret, I wish I would have got 2 cans, because 1 can did a good coat, but I think 2 coats would have been nice. Alright, on to the black in about 20 minutes. Alright, so the lighting is not the best, but I gotta say I'm pretty tickled with that. Nowhere near perfect, but a lot better than it was. And what is it? Perfect is the enemy of good, and I say it's good. Alright, reassembly.
Hello.
That look about right? A little further up.
Yeah.
How's that? Remember, we got it.
This one's guesstimated.
Yeah, line up the back legs, those legs towards you first. Alright, I'm gonna pick it up. There's just that one, just a little bit.
This one and that one.
Yeah.
That one's really bad. Good.
Ta-da! Yeah, that'll be alright.
Tiny bit.
Still 1,000 times better than it was.
Yes. You did a good job, Dad. Woo! What was that?
Sure. Should slide out.
Oh, the car. There. Maybe.
Side, you move these 2 blocks.
Gotcha.
Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Good.
Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Good.
So this is me talking directly to the camera. I did put a blemish in right there with the ratchet strap. And one right there. But from this far away you'll never tell. And honestly, it's like 1,000 times improved over what it was. It's so improved that my daughter was inspired to actually clean the glass, which she's gonna go do. And my little tape job over here worked out really good. I'm tickled. Are you tickled?
Yes.
Okay. Done. Well, we're gonna test fire it and done. In case you're wondering, we ain't gonna run it long though. It's like 80 degrees right now.
We're not doing that, but we need to make sure.
We need to make sure it worked. And I don't
Not
see any
gonna
funky
explode.
paint burning off anywhere. I probably could have got away with 500-degree paint, but we went with barbecue paint anyway, because, I mean, the thing is essentially a barbecue.
Yeah.
Alright. Done. Alright, shut her down.